Hey, everybody. Well, welcome and happy Wednesday. So great to see you all on here. And thank you so much for taking the time to join the call, learn about something that is really a game changer. And it has been in my life and in so many others. Super simple, drug-free technology that's helping people feel better, heal faster, reverse the aging process. So, a bit about me before we get into the formal presentation and before we hear some powerful testimonials tonight. I am Beth Blackmore. I'm a health and empowerment coach. I live in Ottawa, Canada with my husband, my two boys. And over the past 7 years, over 7 years ago, I was 60 pounds heavier, not feeling so hot. And I finally decided to do something about it. I snapped out of the rut. And I became conscious. I changed up my lifestyle, my food habits, and that seemed to propel me to do other things in life. I ended up leaving my HR career in government, pension and all, due to the lack of medical freedom at the time. And I really wanted to do more with my life. So I turned my attention to my real passion, helping people, coaching people to find their own inner power and take charge of their health. So, as someone who is curious and open minded, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm constantly open to new information and embracing change. And so, it was 23 months ago that I was introduced to this revolutionary phototherapy. You can see this patch here on my wrist. All in the field of regenerative science and age reversal. And so this little patch has had a huge impact on me, my health, my business as a coach, the health of my loved ones, and obviously those that I've shared this with. I absolutely love sharing about this phototherapy patch because I have seen with my own eyes what this has done for me and the people that I've shared it with. So when I first started patching, I did what any good daughter would do. I actually patched my mom. My mom, who is now 79 years old, she started to experience benefits within 2 days of patching. Her debilitating knee pain and inflammation that she had had for years eased up. So she was going actually to physiotherapy 3 times a week. And the physiotherapist noticed she had more mobility, less inflammation. She asked what she was doing differently. And she said the only thing that had changed was this sticker that her daughter put on her. My mom also started to experience deeper sleep, better sleep quality, more energy throughout the day. She was able to return to her regular walking and gardening and swimming. She also just recently had an eye scan done, where in 2021 she was diagnosed with macular degeneration. And this eye scan revealed no signs of this degeneration in her left eye. So she was getting worked up to get eye injections done and no more. So for me, the benefits when I first started patching pretty much started right away. I started sleeping through the night a couple of days after I started patching, having vivid dreams, which I hadn't had in years. I also no longer have this back pain, this compression issue that I had had on and off for years. No more regular visits to the chiropractor, no more stiff and sore joints. I recover quicker after my workouts. My energy, my mental clarity and focus have improved. And I also have to say that I feel less anxious and more of this sense of calm since I started patching. And folks, what really lights me up is that I know that the best is yet to come. My body is continuing to heal and repair and age reverse. So just before we dive into the formal presentation and I'll share my screen, I would love to have Jerry, if you're able to unmute yourself and share your powerful story tonight.
Well, thank you, Beth. Well, I was involved in an automobile accident in the summer of 2023, and I ended up with a concussion, associated whiplash, and vision disorder. And now, as of this last fall, I exhausted all of my health benefits that are paid by the insurance company in Ontario when you are involved in an accident. So I no longer get physiotherapy or vision therapy or any of the other therapies unless I want to pay for them. And they're definitely not in my budget. Uh, in July of 2025, I stopped progressing anywhere. There was no, so I reached what they call a healing plateau. And in December of 2025, my insurance company sent me to a neurologist who said he didn't believe I could recover. And then in January, my neurologist agreed with his report. And that just left me at a point where I just couldn't accept that because I believe, I mean, I have a lot of goals and really a lot of living left to do. And so I was just believing that something was going to change. And uh, and someone introduced me to you, right? And and really, I really can see, how this is going to. Well, it really has helped me a lot. So I had headaches and migraines like 3 times a week, brain fog that was just incapacitating, nausea about 90% of my day, dizziness, and extreme fatigue. So really, I got up every morning feeling like I was still too tired and really like a bag of crap. And I started on the X39, and on the seventh day, so my blood pressure had been really out of control for about 5 months. And on the seventh day, my blood pressure stabilized most of the time to, something that was more like normal 140 over 90 or 85, something like that. So that was my first thing that something was happening, right? And then I had some skin tags fall off. And on day 14, I realized that I could feel my toes. I guess my toes had been numb maybe through all of this. And suddenly I could feel my toes. And then at 4 weeks on the X39, I started with Eon. And then I had a little more energy. I stopped feeling like that big bag of crap. And in the second week, my headaches started going away. And so I only get maybe 5 minutes of some pain in my head a day now, which is so much better, right? Before the accident, I slept about 7 hours a night, and I woke up and was like fully energized. I was done sleeping, ready to run and do everything. But since the accident, I was sleeping about 12 hours a day, including a 2 hour nap in the afternoon. So since going on the Eon, I stopped that afternoon nap and I'm sleeping about 9 hours. And my nausea has gone away except when I'm in a vehicle. My eyelashes are much longer than I ever remember my eyelashes being before. And I had some recent blood work. So over the last, well, 17 years ago, I had some really serious liver issues. And then about 3 years ago, my liver enzymes getting, they started becoming elevated. And the recent blood work showed that my liver enzymes are all normal now, which is really, it's really good, right? And my my head, I didn't have a lot of mobility, like 10% to the left and 20% to the right. But now I can go about probably 40% to the left and about the same to the right. So that's a really good improvement also, right? And then yesterday I saw my concussion specialist, and my he has seen no progress in me towards recovery since July. But yesterday, my convergence, which is how we it's how our eyes work together and focus on things like reading and that. And so I had a huge improvement in that in the last month, and like a bigger improvement than I've ever had. And that was really very exciting to me to see that. And it's 11 weeks that I have been using X39, and I guess probably 7 weeks on Eon. So I'm just really grateful that, I can see how this life wave can help me take back my life and live a more normal life than what I have been, and a normal healthy life. And I am so very happy about that, and so very happy that I can share that with others also.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me tell that story.
You're so welcome. Thank you for blessing us with your presence tonight, with your bravery, your courage. We're so excited for you on this road to recovery, and love all the amazing. I mean, even down to your eyelashes. I mean, it's amazing. So imagine what it's doing internally to heal you, Jerry. So thank you so much for coming on the call tonight. I always appreciate hearing your story and the progress that you're
Thank you.
making. Thank
Yeah.
you. Mary, I would love to call on you tonight to share your story.
Yeah, thank you. You can hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
Okay, good. I always pull my list out for this because I've been patching now for just over a year. So consistently since January 2025. And I'm not going to be stopping, I can tell you that. Because it's sometimes hard to remember back though, because I'm feeling so much better than I was. I keep my list so that I remember all the things that stuck out right at first when I started patching. So I was off work for an entire year looking at going on disability when I found a few patches that a friend had sent me. And on November 26, 2024, it changed my life because I stuck a patch on the back of my neck, not knowing anything about them. I hadn't really been told anything about them. And I felt like a light switch turned on in my body. Do you have my pictures
I
there to
do.
show?
I
Yeah,
do.
so I lived for probably about 2 years with so much swelling in especially my lower body, but my inflammation was off the charts. I was having heart palpitations. The doctor couldn't figure out what was going on. There didn't seem to be anything particular, but I couldn't wear my normal shoes. I was sluggish. My brain fog was so bad I could hardly get a meal for us as a family. I was off work. It was really an unpleasant life. And the picture on my feet is what I lived with for a couple of years. And then the picture of my slim feet is after just probably about a week of patching consistently. So the first thing that happened dramatically was that my inflammation left. And I could tell I was still fighting it a little bit, but I could wear shoes. I was absolutely incredulous that my inflammation would leave just like that. Um, and then very early on, my sugar cravings went away and my need for coffee went away. I was reliant on coffee every day. I just had one cup, but I needed it to wake up. I couldn't function without it. And that just cold turkey went away, no headaches, nothing. Um, but so the inflammation was huge, but what hit me so dramatically was my mental health. I didn't realize that I had been on survival mode for so long that I had forgotten what joy felt like. I hadn't laughed. I caught myself like laughing and playing around with the kids and joking, and I actually sat down and was taken aback because I realized I hadn't heard myself laugh for months, if not a year, because I was so much on survival mode. And then I cried because I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that was my state of being. So, my mood improved, it leveled out. I had a sense of calm that I hadn't known for a long time. I was adaptable to my environment. I could deal with problems when they came up. A little issue didn't cause me an absolute crisis anymore. My brain fog started clearing quite quickly, so I could function, like I could run the household better again. Let's see what else. Oh, my voice cleared. I had ever since I was sick in 2020. I never had, my voice never cleared, and I never had full respiration, and that cleared up in very short order. My low, kind of like Beth said, for her, I had low back compression pain that was just, it was constant, and I had to watch every step, and that disappeared within a month, I would say. And has been steadily improving ever since. Those are the things that happened really quickly. And then over the year, I've steadily noticed I can now do a full squat and sit in a full squat with my heels on the ground, and my knees don't even crack when I get up. And I literally could not do that 15 years ago because I played varsity volleyball and my knees paid for it. So I'm back to, and I'm back to playing volleyball now too, and enjoying it. I did play when I was sick, but I felt like I was dying. I probably shouldn't have been playing because my heart rate, I'm guessing, was like in the danger zone, and I felt awful. And so now I can play and go and have fun. That's just where I was at for an hour. Oh, I started having, about 6 months in, I started having creative ideas pop into my head. Like I could tell my thinking was clearing more and more, and I started getting some of my creativity back. Again, I think it was just moving out of survival mode back into a healthier functioning neurology. So I think I've covered kind of all of the things, but yeah, I'm steadily noticing like healing from small injuries and stuff is really faster than it used to be. And energy level is great most days, and I'm back to work. And so I am a therapist as well. I do massage and craniosacral therapy, cold laser. And this fits in so perfectly, and I'm seeing results in a lot of my clients too. A lot of my clients have jumped on, so it's pretty incredible to see the results that are happening with them too.
Yes, love it. I know, love it. Love sharing the wealth and sharing the benefits of this patch. And thank you so much for sharing tonight, Mary. I always love hearing your story, and the fact that you just came off the court to share tonight. I really appreciate it. So thank
Yep.
you. All right, everybody. So I'm going to now share my screen, and we're going to get into the formal part of this presentation, just as soon as I move Mary's feet out of the way here. Okay, so tonight we are talking about the most powerful tool for your overall health and wellness that already exists within you. And so the founder, the inventor of LifeWave, David Schmidt, this genius, has discovered how to leverage us, the human body, as the light source, right? We're harnessing our own light. And so before I get really into it here, it's important that I do share a quick disclaimer. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or medical condition. So what exactly is phototherapy, and how are we the light source? Well, phototherapy or light therapy is a natural process. We experience this every day. So for example, when we go out into the sun, those specific wavelengths of light, they hit your skin, hit your eyes, they signal your body to produce vitamin D. So the light of the sun is the signal, right, that tells our body to start this natural production of vitamin D. But light doesn't just come to us from the outside, it also comes from within. We as humans, we actually all emit a low-level infrared light in the form of heat. And we can't see this energy with the naked eye, but the thermography tools or those night vision goggles, night vision technology, we can see that heat as visible energy. Similarly, LifeWave phototherapy patches act like a mirror for that energy, reflecting specific light frequencies back into the body, signaling biological changes at the cellular level. And what I love about LifeWave phototherapy is that it is really counter to anything that we've been exposed to by the conventional medical system, meaning that there is nothing on this patch going into your skin. Nothing is being consumed, nothing being absorbed, because they are non-transdermal. They are latex free. They don't contain any chemicals or drugs or stimulants. And there are no contraindications, meaning that they do not interfere with any medications. So it's a completely different mechanism from what we are used to. So you're thinking, well, what is this patch all about? What is in this patch? It consists of 5 organic materials: amino acids, sugar, water, oxygen, and salt, that form this crystal lattice structure that reflect our specific wavelengths of light that we emit to stimulate processes within the body, including the production of GHKCU copper peptide. And so what do we know about this incredible copper peptide? Well, it's been around. It was isolated back in 1973, so it's well researched, well studied. We know that it boosts collagen and elastin production in our bodies. We know that it supports tissue repair and regeneration. We know that it has multiple anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and even anti-cancer properties. GHKCU is also known to reset over 4,000 genes in our genome, so basically resetting DNA to a younger, healthier state. It is known as the holy grail of age reversal. But what is truly exciting that the research shows is that GHKCU reactivates our own dormant stem cells. So then you're thinking, okay, well, what exactly are stem cells? And this is something that was new to me, 23 months ago. But stem cells are the baby cells. They are the undifferentiated baby cells that become any cell in our body. So from our heart cells to our lung cells, our liver cells, our hair cells, even our brain cells. But unfortunately, as we age, not only does the production of GHKCU decrease in our body, but our stem cells actually go dormant. And so by the age of 30, healthy stem cells decrease by 60%. By 60 years old, those healthy stem cells decrease by 90%. And so, not only is the natural aging process contributing to the decline in our health, but unfortunately, the world that we live in, the modern age of convenience and consumerism, we are inundated with poisons and toxins and chemicals in the air, in the water, in the food, in the man-made synthetic radiation everywhere. And all of this leads to cellular dysfunction. And our bodies require healthy, active stem cells to heal and repair. The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So cue the X39 phototherapy patch. So this is LifeWave's flagship patch that is patented and designed to increase the production of GHKCU in our bodies and therefore reactivate our dormant stem cells. I'm frozen there. Okay, so that was just another disclaimer. But I want to get into the benefits of using X39. There are a wide variety of benefits with the elevation of this copper peptide in the body. It improves energy and vitality levels. It actually does this by specifically targeting the mitochondria, the energy factory of our cells. And that's why people experience that energy boost when they start patching. It helps with wound healing and scars. We know that surgeons are recommending their use on patients pre and post surgery for faster healing. It's also known for faster recovery time. So after working out, I've noticed this in myself, right? After lifting heavy, it improves skin appearance and hair growth with the increase in collagen and elastin production. So both men and women reporting new hair growth, returning back to their normal hair color. It helps with mental clarity. It reduces stress. People reporting less brain fog, more mental clarity. It enhances strength and building lean, strong muscles and bones. So we know that Olympians and professional athletes use this to gain a competitive edge, but it's great for anyone wanting to level up their physical game. It helps to support the body with a healthy inflammation response and relieving people of their pain and discomfort. It improves sleep, with many people reporting deeper sleep, having vivid dreams. This is one of the most common benefits people have right off the bat. It has been a huge benefit for me. I also want to note here that it elevates the master antioxidant glutathione in our bodies by 30%. And so there is this natural detox effect that we can also experience with the use of the patches. So long-term benefits of using this consistently. Well, beginning day one, your body starts to reset over 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state, whether you feel this or not. That is about a third of our genes in our genome. Then within 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced, more mental clarity, less brain fog, more focus, better memory, better mental health in general. Within 3 months, collagen increases. And you know, collagen, we hear about it all the time, right? People taking collagen supplements, whether it's marine, whether it's bovine. And people often think of collagen as having to do with aesthetics and skin appearance, but collagen is actually the most abundant protein in the body. It's the master protein. It is needed all throughout our vascular system, our blood vessels, all of our fascia, which supports our organs. But we are increasing the production of our own. So it's not exogenous, right? It's endogenous, meaning that we are creating it in our body. Then within 6 months, the heart actually reverses in age by 8 years. Many powerful testimonies and studies with improved heart function. And the benefits, you know, are cumulative. So although people may notice immediate benefits right away, you know, 97% of users experience positive benefits within the first 90 days. And so for best results, consistency is definitely key. You really want to commit to it. And we do recommend committing to it for 1 month for every decade you are old. Things don't happen overnight. It takes time for your body to heal and to get into a state of ill health. It's going to take time to heal and get your body into a more optimum state of health. And so how do you wear it? Well, it is super simple to wear this patch. It's adhesive with medical grade tape, so you can stick it on the body, stick it on the skin. These are specific points. So the C7, the base of the neck, and then 2 finger widths below the belly button. And that follows traditional acupressure points to maximize the body's response. However, because this is systemic, it's working off your body's light network, the patch works anywhere. So you have a pain site, stick it on the pain site. And really, you know, what I love about it too is that because it's activated by your own heat, you can actually put it in a pocket. You can stick it to your clothes, to your undergarments, and it is going to be just as effective. And that's actually why you don't want to transport them, you know, to your neighbor, to your family, on you, or in your pocket, because it will activate. So I usually wear mine on my wrist, as you can see, you know, if I'm wanting to advertise it, but you can really put it anywhere on the body. So you wear it for 12 hours during the day, you take it off at night, it's disposable. You can put it on your pet, put it on your plant, anything that emits infrared light, they can benefit from the few hours left in it. And you put a new one on the next day. So you want to make sure there is a break from the stimulation of light. Otherwise, the body gets used to it. It's not as effective. And we call that attenuation. So the light energy in our body actually works off of the water network in our body. So it is very vital that you are hydrating your body, drinking water, but with electrolytes, with a high quality, good quality, unrefined salt, because that has all the minerals and the electrolytes in it. Those minerals are what help to pull the water into the cells and actually hydrate inside of the cells, which is really how we keep hydrated. And then because this is working through a copper peptide, it's important that we have available copper in the body. So great sources of copper to include, you know, and I would definitely encourage you to eat copper sourced food rather than reaching for a supplement. And you can get that by, you know, everybody's favorite, having the raw beef liver. Just joking. But I mean, beef liver in general is a superfood, but oysters, shellfish are excellent, but so are avocados, nuts, such as cashews, sunflower seeds are great. And everybody's real favorite, a little piece of dark chocolate, the 90%, the bitter kind, just a little piece of that will give you enough copper for the day. So what to expect? I mean, I definitely recommend taking note of your current health and tracking, specific issues, taking pictures, taking photos of your skin, of your hair, of your scars, of your veins, even before you start. Writing out your wish list, tracking your progress. We do provide a health tracker to help you with this. And you want to remember that every body is different. Everyone has a unique health history, a unique toxic load. So you want to give it time. Your body is also intelligent. So even if you're focused on one issue, your body is going to prioritize what needs healing first. And so you might start patching for knee pain, but you actually notice better sleep, less anxiety, or improved focus first. And as David Schmidt recommends, I think I mentioned it already, but committing to it so David Schmidt is the inventor, the genius behind it, but committing to it for a month for every decade you are old. So just quickly, some before and after picture here of someone using the patch. So actually this picture, this gentleman in his 30s, suffering from alopecia for 10 years. His mom is on our team. They've been patching. He started patching March 1st of 2025 after 10 years of no relief in terms of getting his hair to grow back. And I think they spent tens of thousands of dollars on different alternatives, different remedies, even experimental medications. And unfortunately, nothing helped until he started patching. And within 6 days, his hair started growing on his head. This peach fuzz on his head started to appear. And then 2.5 months later, it grew out to about an inch and a half. He is now, getting regular haircuts. Then the comparison shots on the right. So this is amazing. The scoliosis or curvature of the spine. You can see this woman, she was wearing the X39. She was also wearing Ice Wave, which is a pain patch, which is one of the ones David Schmidt had created before the X39. But this healing of the curvature of her spine took 4 weeks. Okay, then here on the left-hand side, a woman had experienced this condition called vitiligo. So this is where the skin becomes depigmented due to a lack of melanin. It is often related to an autoimmune disease. However, as you can see, her skin color is very much more uniform after wearing the X39 in the right-hand side picture there. Then on the right, this amazing difference in the before and after photos of this surgical scar, this wound. So healing after only 2 days on the patch. This is a knee replacement. And as I said, surgeons are recommending these patches pre and post surgery for the faster healing time. So when we talk about brain health and coherence, this is an image of a functional EEG. So this is a brain scan of a 77-year-old woman. On the left-hand side, session 1. So this is before she started using the X39. And that red in that picture is showing high inflammation of the brain and lack of brain coherence. Then after only 3 weeks, you can see she goes back for session 2. There's no more red, no more inflammation. The dark blue is actually a low energy state, but the green is where you start to see more coherence come in. And then at 6 weeks, so this third session, you can see there's still no more inflammation. A lot of that green coming in, indicating that higher brain coherence, higher brain function. And again, this is only after 6 weeks in a 77-year-old woman. All right, so the man of the hour, we always love sharing about David Schmidt and the genius behind this company and this invention. So David Schmidt is the CEO of this 20-year-old company, LifeWave. He started working with the US government. He was actually part of the Navy SEAL survival program, where he was creating something that could keep the SEALs alert, mentally focused on missions that lasted 36 hours. And that's where the first patch of LifeWave was born. That was his first patent. Then through his networks and his connections, David found himself at Stanford University, patching the US women's Olympic swim team. They ended up having amazing success. They beat their personal records, but this was 20 years ago. In 2008, he turned his attention and focused on stem cell research, knowing that the future of medicine was going to be in stem cells. So after 10 years of research, $4.5 million by 2020, he had received a 20-year patent on the X39. And so this resulted in tremendous growth for the company, closing out 2024 over $600 million. So that's a 3,000% growth rate in 4 years. And LifeWave has been recognized for this massive growth by DSN, so Direct Selling News, with the Bravo Growth Award, which honors companies with the highest year-over-year revenue growth on the Global 100 list, companies that are not only scaling their businesses, but setting new benchmarks for the entire industry. And LifeWave has been honored to receive this Bravo Growth Award for 2 years in a row now. LifeWave also just earned, just this past year, a top recognition in biotech amongst industry giants, which include thousands of nominations from over 15 countries. LifeWave products won the Stem Cell Innovation of the Year award in 2025. So this is a huge breakthrough for LifeWave in the area of life sciences and biotech markets. So really, there is no competition out there in the market. This is a novel product. No one has this. No one can have this with the 20-year patent on this technology. And so if you are feeling inspired, you want to dive deeper into the clinical studies, additional resources, I encourage you to check out the patents, the studies. There are great videos at thisisitinfo.com, really great website with videos explaining the technology further, David Schmidt being interviewed, doctors being interviewed. So you can go check that out. Again, thisisitinfo.com. And so if you want to be the next success story, LifeWave offers 3 options to get started. And these prices are in US dollars. And so for a month's worth of patches, 30 patches in a sleeve or an envelope. So first you can enroll. The first option, enroll as a retail customer paying retail price. But of course, we promote getting set up with the wholesale pricing of $99 US. And so then you have 2 options. You can come in as a preferred customer, commit to a monthly subscription, or as a brand partner. And with the brand partner option, not only can you take advantage of the wholesale pricing, but you can also secure a spot on the team and leverage the incredible momentum that this company is experiencing by building a business without additional cost or overhead. So it is just paying for the cost of your patches. And so as you can see, as a brand partner, there are 4 enrollment kits available to get you started. The more that you purchase upon signing up, the better the value. You can upgrade anytime through those enrollment kits. You're just paying the difference and receiving the difference in the number of sleeves. That way you can have some on hand to start sharing with friends and family, loaning them out to people as they wait for their order. And for those who are interested in sharing, we do have a very attractive compensation plan for those interested in building a business. And so as a brand partner, you have access to an incredible leadership team, amazing training and supports and system in place to grow your business. You do not need to have any prior experience in sales or network marketing. It really is about having a passion to help people, with health being at the foundation of it all, because as we know, without our health, nothing else matters. So I want to say a big thank you for those of you that came on the call tonight, and being open to learn about something that could quite literally change your life. I encourage you to reach back out to the person that invited you to the presentation. They can guide you, set you up with the best pricing and package for you, for your goals. We will be opening it up for those on the call tonight with questions, so stay tuned. But for those tuning into the replay, I hope to see you on the team soon and hear your powerful testimonial. Take care, everyone.